Welcome to my recording studio. We have 3 or 4 movies that have a wire recording that goes with the movie. Most people today don't know what a wire recording is. And the wire and tape recordings were both developed during World War II. After the war, they were competing formats, and both wire and tape recorders were sold to consumers. Dad, having to be on the leading edge of technology, bought a wire recorder. He brought the two technologies together by making wire recordings that were to be played along with the films as they were shown. The wire recorder electronics stopped working years ago, and I've removed the transport so that it can be connected to a preamplifier and my computer. And we can play back the wires that were made many years ago. Here's the transport. We've started. The batteries are on top of the head to push it down so that the wire will wind on it properly. It's gotten a little, in the years, it's gotten so it doesn't move very well. So it needs a little extra weight. Here's one of the wires, or the spool that the wire is on, and it has a nylon leader on the thing, and then the wire that it's actually recorded on is here. I don't know whether you can see it. It's very, very tiny. Maybe you can get the reflection off of it there once in a while. It's a piece of stainless steel wire, and as the wire passes through the record head, the signal is recorded magnetically on this wire, and then when you play it back through the same recording head, but it's now hooked up to an amplifier and amplified. The Smoky movie was made in summer of 1940. The wire recording was probably made in 1947 by Mother and Dad. Some of the other movies, you can hear my voice in the background occasionally. The Smokies and A Night at Home with the Creagers were considered by Dad to be the two best films that we had ever made, or he had ever made, he and Charles. The 1940 Smoky trip was made primarily from taking these pictures. It took a lot of time to produce it, and a lot of effort was spent in the editing and producing of this film, and it shows. Thank you.
We made this trip to the Smokies in 1940. Newspaper clipping of our trip. Those who made the trip was son Charles, 15 years old, myself, age unknown, the wife Rachel and daughter Dorothy. Please note that I am the only one who has not grown in the intervening years. Timmy the dog did not go. Bruce, 4 years old, went also, but not on the fender. This is for humor.
Our neighbor, Mrs. Roy Blanford, waves us by.
On our way to Louisville, crossing the bridge into Kentucky. We are indebted to Miss Roberta Talbert for the background music.
We stopped at Bardstown, Kentucky, the home of Judge Rowan, where Stephen Foster received his inspiration to write My Old Kentucky Home.
Our first overnight stop was at Cumberland Falls State Park.
This is the usual family argument as to where we shall pitch the tent.
Setting up our tent was a major operation and a hot job the first time. Later on, we will show you improvement in this erection business.
We had come into this camp about 10 o'clock at night. These men had to take pictures, and so all this had to be done over with the next day.
After all, we took this trip to take movies.
Everybody had their job. Dorothy and I'd make the bed.
Cumberland Falls is Niagara on a somewhat smaller scale. Well worth making a special trip from here to see. On moonlight nights at times you can see a moon bow, another unusual feature of this park. However, we didn't get a picture of the moon bow.
Here's where I always want to reach and pull Dorothy back, but as you can see, she wasn't as close as it looks as if she is.
At the time we made this trip, you could walk behind the falls and look through the water as it came over the ledge. And our camera shows this view through the water.
Here we are back under the ledge looking out through the water. This view, of course, is downstream. This is back under the ledge.
Our next overnight stop was at Norris Dam, where the big TVA power plant is located. Bruce and I add a little motion to the picture by walking over toward the dam.
The highway is up here on top of the dam.
The reservoir above the dam is a recreational area. Many of the residents of Norris, the town where the workers live, have boats and summer cottages along the banks. It was a hot day the day we were there, and we were all very glad to take a cool ride in a speedboat.
store, the post office, and the fire department. These are the homes in the town of Norris. Each one situated way back in the big lawn.
We head through Knoxville to our destination, Great Smokies National Park and Chimney Top Campground, where with our watermelon and all, we make camp. Now here is where I want you to note our promised improvement in tent erecting technique. Roll it out, step inside, roll it up, and there you are. See, Boy Scouts, practice makes perfect. You can see a lot of the park by auto. Here we watch a construction gang widening the highway.
One of many tunnels on the way up to the top of Cleveland's Dome.
More road widening work. This mountain cabin, advertised along the road, is inhabited by a family.
We took the trail down, it was a steep, narrow, crooked affair that went down into the ravine. They had a bearskin rug on the floor and a stuffed wildcat. These girls said that their father had shot the animals not far from their cabin door. The thing I like about this picture is that we watched the girl weaving. I selected the pieces that she had done, and she said she'd have them finished in a few days, and then we went back and I got the ones that I had selected. Here Bruce goes with his wild mountain honey. Mighty good over at breakfast time in a camp.
More pictures taken along the road inside the park. This was a beautiful highway. Cloud-crowned Mount LeConte in the background. The road here makes a complete circle.
Donald used to say at a certain point, round and round and round, enough to make a fella dizzy.
Another view of LeConte. A blue haze hangs over the mountains at nearly all times, hence its name.
This is looking down into North Carolina.
This is the road up to Forney Ridge, highest point that can be reached by an auto in the park. From Forney Ridge, you can take a half-mile hike up a trail to Clingman's Dome, which is the highest point in the park. of the road, if you're lucky. Cherokee Indian Reservation, where the Indians have their own individual homes, town, and schools.
Paid 15 cents for that first picture of the little Indian boy. This is Daniel Will's home and his own private swinging bridge across the stream. I knew it was Daniel Will because I looked on the mailbox and saw his name. Paid a quarter for this one. When we started to take the picture, the Indian brave said, 25 cents, please. One day we took the horses and made an afternoon's trip up over the mountains. When we passed this house, an old gentleman was sitting out on the porch shelling beans. In the conversation, we learned that he was just 12 years old when he was married. They put me on the lead horse, and none of the other horses would step into the water until after the lead horse had gone in first.
Seeing the park by horseback is alright, but I prefer either auto or trail. Here we are on the trail. The mountains were covered with rhododendron in bloom. Here we see the bud, the flower, and the full-blown bloom.
These next few pictures are taken on the Chimney Top Trail. There are parking lot places along the highway where you leave your car and then you get out and take the foot trail. And this Chimney Top Trail is certainly well worth one's time.
After all, the nicest way to see the park is by walking the trails, all well marked and easy to follow. The mountain streams are beautiful, clear, sparkling water.
And cold. Begging to take the knapsack away from his daddy, but as you can see, Bruce had no business carrying this knapsack on a trail like this.
Straight up to the top of chimney tops. We slid down on the seat of our pants, which was easier than the going up. After climbing Chimney Top, we all needed a bath, and so we took one in our bathroom, the stream which flowed by our camp.
This was late in the afternoon, and the water was certainly cold.
Did somebody slide down on the seat of their pants? Charles thinks he will get by with just a sprinkle, but Mother, who is a Baptist, thinks otherwise and gives him a good scrubbing.
I soaped Bruce, and then in order to get the soap off in a hurry, I doused him down the water. He didn't like it at first, but here, believe it or not, he really wanted to stay in.
Ramsey Cascade is the highest falls in the park and can be reached only by a 2.5 mile walk up a trail, 5 mile for the round trip. Carl claims he placed this wild animal along the trail.
The first year we went down there, Bruce was 3. He was a good hiker that year, and then the next year when these pictures were taken, he was really a good little hiker, but the last day he got tired and Big Brother Charles carried him.
Here brother and sister are headed up the trail to Mount Lacan. We all made this trip. The halfway point is Alum Cave.
The park naturalist will conduct a tour up here, but he suggests that you make it a 2-day trip.
This is a difficult place, dangerous place on the trail. A sheer cliff with a drop of 100 feet on the outside. At the top of the mountain are cabins where you can stay overnight, where Boy Scouts come up and sleep out under the stars.
These are clouds below us. That thrilled me to see clouds under us.
Our last night around the campfire. Tomorrow we head for home.